and welcome to Dearborn, Then and Now. I'm Helen Mamalakis with the Dearborn Historical Museum. Come with me as we celebrate the 50th anniversary of the Westborn Shopping Center. Every year brings with it the opportunity to reflect and to celebrate a different time, a time gone by. This year provides us with just such an opportunity. This year is indeed a celebration. Take a step back in time with me to remember the opening of one of Dearborn's most well-known and oldest shopping areas, Westborn Mall. The mall was built in an area on a large tract of land historically known as Retreat Field. This land was across the street from the famed St. Joseph's Retreat, Michigan's first mental hospital. Incidentally, St. Joseph's Retreat was the second hospital in the United States that was completely dedicated to the cure and healing of the emotionally and mentally impaired. Originally, this area owned by the Retreat was a recreational area where Dearborn residents came to relax and play baseball. Tough times, however, dictated that the Daughters of Charity, the Retreat's owners, sell the land. The land was sold to Lloyd Ecclestone in 1946, and thoughts of a shopping center were discussed. When plans for the shopping center were put on hold, Mr. Ecclestone allowed the city of Dearborn to use the property for recreational purposes. Many a baseball team played at the Retreat Field. It wasn't until 1957 when the actual plans for the shopping center were announced in the Dearborn Press. This expensive, modern, new shopping center, with a cost of $5 million, was situated in what the Dearborn Guide referred to as the heart of the high-income Dearborn area. Westborn was to serve an area with a population of more than 500,000 and was easily accessible by car or bus to at least 250,000 more. This was quite an impressive venture that was happening right here in our own backyard. Lloyd Ecclestone formed the Westborn Corporation with his associate John Bourne. Mr. Bourne, the vice president of the corporation, became the developer driving the construction of the shopping center. He hired the well-known architect Ted Rugvoy, who designed malls and movie theaters in this area and around the country. The $5 million project was highly promoted to let future Dearborn shoppers know that this would be an extraordinary shopping area. With a total of 250,000 square feet of store area, Westborn was to be the newest and most modern of shopping areas at the time. Some 1,600 free parking spaces were provided, and over 800 people were employed at the mall when it opened. The shopping center opened on February 26, 1959. The festivities lasted for 3 days, with WKHM broadcasting for 5.5 hours daily. Strolling clowns passing out free candy and balloons to children. Crowley's was one of the stores that opened on that day. By July of 1959, there would be a total of 18 stores open for business. The original stores that opened on February 26 were Kresge's, Kenny Shoes, Cunningham Drugs, Becker Shoes, Baker Shoes, Janet Davis Cleaners, Robinson's, and of course, Crowley's. In keeping with the momentum of the opening, several stores offered different contests and free gifts. Becker Shoes offered free orchids and pocket knives to shoppers. Kenny Shoes, not to be outdone, gave away toys, ladies' wallets, jewelry, and lighters. A contest offering more than $2,000 in prizes included a complete woman's wardrobe, a color television, a year's supply of shoes for the entire family, a year of dry cleaning service for the entire family, and a month's supply of groceries and meats. One of the most historic and significant stores to be in Westborn Shopping Center was the Detroit-based Crowley's department store, which served as the flagship of the shopping center. Crowley's was Detroit's second largest department store. The opening of this Dearborn location brought the convenience of the department store to Dearborn residents. James Chamberlain, the president of Crowley's, stated that the goal of the new Dearborn store was to become an important part of the community life here in Dearborn. True to his word, Crowley's became a good citizen and a good friend to the Dearborn community in a variety of ways throughout the years. This new Crowley's at the Westborn Shopping Center was considered to be ultra-modern and fresh in keeping with the entire motif of the new shopping center. No expense had been spared. Flannery and Associates of Pittsburgh had been retained to plan the entire store layout and decor. Crowley's occupied 106,000 square feet. Its tri-level design was equal to the space of an entire city block. I had the chance to walk down memory lane with John Schneider, who was the general manager of the Westborn Crowley store from 1985 to 1999.
I was recruited to come in and take over the store managership in June of '85.
I see, June of '85. So what were your memories of the mall? What were the highlights that you recall?
Well, first, I think I was impressed because all the stores were operating and doing well. Mm-hmm. And we had a big anchor at the other end, the Kroger company. Mm-hmm. And we had ample parking. That was one thing that impressed me. There was over 1,600 parking places in the mall area. Saunders.
Of course. Saunders,
yeah. I had to get acquainted with their hot fudge sundaes and the Kresge stores, and of course we shopped at Kroger. The mall had just ample and good quality shopping, produce and merchandise, so we made that a must-stop.
When you had come here, what had they told you about the building of Crowley's?
Ecclestone was the developer of the I believe the whole center. Mm-hmm. It was over 225,000 square feet. Yes. And the one thing that Mr. Ecclestone did, he made sure that for every 1,000 square feet of retail space in the mall, there was over 7 parking places. Wow. For customers. Mm-hmm. The other thing was the merchants were involved in the association, and we built a new sign shortly after I got here at the corner of Outer Drive and Michigan Avenue.
What's your fondest memory of working in the Westborn Mall?
My fondest memory were the customers that we had. We had just a tremendous loyal customer base here.
Well, thank you, Mr. Schneider, for your time today. Shoppers in the Detroit metropolitan area no longer had to make the long trip downtown. They could come right here to Dearborn, to Westborn Mall, and get what they were looking for. The S.S. Kresge store at the Westborn Mall was one of the largest in the Detroit area and was Kresge's 60th store. The store consisted of a basement and a first floor for a total of 28,000 square feet. The famous Five and Dime became a McCrory's in the 1990s after Kresge's became Kmart and sold their Canadian and American mall stores to the McCrory Corporation. Moving on to another shopping center store, the Cunningham Drug Stores, were a widely recognized drugstore chain started in 1911 in Vancouver. This new type of drugstore was advertised as one of the new modern stores where the customer picked everything they wanted right up off the shelves and then proceeded to the register to pay for it. Westborn was changed from an outdoor shopping center in 1974. The front of the center was enclosed and enhanced as an indoor pedestrian area. It was at this time that the Westborn Shopping Center name was officially changed to Westborn Mall. There have been many changes in the shopping center over the last 50 years. New stores have come in, and some of the original stores are no longer in business. Yet through it all, through the good times and the bad, Westborn Shopping Center, or Westborn Mall, has remained a vibrant area that proudly serves the citizens of Dearborn and its environs. Thank you for joining me on this tour of Westborn Mall. For Dearborn Then and Now, and for the Dearborn Historical Museum, I'm Helen K. Mamalakis.